All right, y'all, what I got for y'all today is nothing special, just something because I bought it and I needed to make a video about it. But I bought a light bar for my four-wheeler and a wiring harness. I already kind of like wired it up, but I'm gonna rewire it for y'all and let y'all see all that. So I'm gonna show y'all that real quick. All right, so I bought a wiring harness and a light bar from O'Reilly's. She's pretty bright. I use it as a reverse light, but I just have it ran in my battery. And I literally have the switch just zip tied to my handlebars. Pretty dingy. And it just ran underneath my seat. Some paracords, video to that coming soon. And just tied up, zip tied. There's a quick disconnect right here. I just have it screwed down to my plastics. I mean, it works, that works. So I'm gonna leave that the same. But I'm gonna get going and I'm gonna take this wiring harness off so I can show y'all. All right, so what I got going on is I just unplugged the wiring harness, had a quick disconnect from right here. And I just cut zip ties that were connected right here. Cut the zip tie where my switch was, pulled these out because it has a double connection. And I actually have a few things on the way. So there'll be videos about that too. This stuff's just sitting here. I'm about to mount all this, all professional and whatnot. So I'm gonna take these off my terminal, get a game plan of what I'm doing, and I'll catch back up with y'all when I'm ready to rewire. All right, y'all, so I have my buddy Clay come over. I can't really show the four-wheeler, but I'll give a little sneak peek, because I haven't showed it. He's got new tires on it and everything, but I'm still trying to figure out this. My plan is, what I'm gonna do is I just kept it connected. I'm just gonna mount my relay somewhere, and then stick my fuse somewhere with the relay. Stick these back into here, because that's the best spot for them. And then put this like right here for now. Then I'm just gonna run this wire underneath my plastics. And then when I get done running that wire, I'll catch back up. All right, so I'm trying to figure this out. There's a little hole right here to my rack. There's a bolt that goes through it and my steel bracing's right there. There's a little hole I'm trying to wallow out with where'd my file go? Well, I had a file, a round file I was filing it out with. So I'm trying to file that out so I can stick this piece through it, go underneath and connect it. So that's what I'm doing right now. All right, so I got a little lazy. I got irritated. So what I'm gonna do is I just ran it. And when I ran it underneath this piece, so my seat's not sitting on it, zip tied these to it. I'm just kind of gonna tuck these underneath here and make it look all pretty for y'all, and I'll show y'all the final product. So it's actually not the final finish, but I still have to mount my switch and my relay and my fuse, but I gotta run to the store real quick, and when I get back from the store, I'm gonna get to doing that for y'all. Show y'all how I do it. All right, y'all, I just want to give y'all a little update. I just zip tied my fuse right here. I'm going to try to do something else to keep from water getting in it. I put some dielectric grease in it, just because why not? Because it put it in the fuse, and then I didn't put any in my thing because I just taped it up just to prevent water getting in there. If the water would get in there a little bit. And dielectric grease this plug. I just taped it up a little bit to prevent water getting in there too. And right now I'm going to mount, I don't have any self-tappers, so I'm just going to zip tie the metal piece to this right here, this brace. Then I'm going to tuck these wires underneath here. So I'm gonna get to doing that, and I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like after I'm done. All right, so what I got going on, update, is I got my screws out, I got it off, I got it ran through the bottom and up. All I have to do is just now I have to drill a hole somewhere right here so I can push that plug through, or unplug this, put the plug in and then plug the connections back up to the plug. But right here, let me show y'all what I did. I did the best I could. I thought I could tuck them underneath this plastic, but the wire's too thick because it's got like that coating around it. So I just have that extra extension for another light bar right there. And then you have your relay. Then I have some of them tied down to it. Also fixed these bolts were loose and my plastic was out of it. So I tightened that back down. Put a bigger washer on it, so now we're pretty good. Everything's tight. This is to my rock lights. I kind of taped it up a little bit. I reconnected it, fixed it because it wasn't working. This goes to my Bluetooth receiver for an amp. That's coming soon too. Another amp. And I have all this kind of like tightened down. I make sure all my terminals are tight. My battery bracing, battery strap, whatever you want to call it, is on it. So the battery's not loose no more. I zip tied these little things, which goes to my light bar, my wiring harness. I made everything look as pretty as I could. Zip tied my auxiliary cords, blah, blah, blah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find something that is good. I have a drill bit, but it's not big enough. So I'm going to try to find the ones that have like the skinny, it goes skinny and it has the big head. But I can't remember what it was called or where I put them. So I might have to let this drill bit do its job. So I'm going to get figuring out a good place to drill it. And I'll catch up back up with y'all and I'll tell y'all and show y'all how I do it and where I do it. See y'all in a minute. All right, so I found where I wanted to put it. I'm going to put it right here to the left of my thumb throttle. I already drilled a hole. I just have to make that hole bigger so this plug can snap in it with those little snaps. All right, so I got the button mounted and then she's sturdy. She's good. Looks like that. It's not hard. It's pretty simple. You just don't want to drill that hole too big because then you'll have space around the button. You want to make sure it's fully covering, the button's fully covering the hole. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug these plugs back up the way they were, put my top back on, my head unit top back on, and then zip tie some of these wires somewhere, this wire somewhere, nice and sturdy. And I'll catch back up with y'all when I got everything done, and I'll give y'all a little update and show y'all. All right, so I got my top of my head unit put back on, screwed down, button's looking good. Everything's looking straight, but I had something come in, and I'm gonna show y'all that real quick because it's pretty dope, and I've been waiting on it for a while. So I'll see y'all in a second. All right, so what I got for y'all is I bought some light bars. I bought two. Okay, I bought one. I thought I bought one, but it came with two and whatnot. And I got one out the box right here because I was looking at it and testing it out. But I thought it was a flood, but it's a spot. I don't like that. That's gonna be going right there. That little groove. It's a spot. I thought it was a flood. So I'm gonna get to installing that and I'm gonna show y'all how I do it. All right, so my plan is the light bar is actually just sitting right there. I just have it laying there. It's gonna mount in there. But these brackets, I have to bend these brackets a little bit out because it's side mounts on the light bar to mount it in there so it slides in easier. So I'm gonna get to doing that for y'all real quick. All right, so it's a little bit more difficult than I thought it was gonna be because these brackets are being a pain in my butt and they're all bent up and I need to straighten them up. So I'm gonna have to take out these like rivets on both sides or whatever you wanna call them, plastic little pieces, these two bolts right here, and I'm gonna get to doing that right now. Got it off. It's easy to take off. It's a little bit harder to put back on, trying to line them bolts up. But I really need to clean my radiator out some more. But what I'm mainly doing is these brackets, I have to just bend them evenly out just a little bit. So that's what I'm going to get doing. All right, so I got my brackets bent out on both sides where it fits in there. Now I'm just going to put the screws in there, and then I'm going to put this whole front piece back on the four-wheeler real quick. I just want to show y'all real quick how it looks mounted, both sides, and y'all see what it looks like from the front when I have it on. So I decided to pull her out and wash out my radiator a little bit more. It looks a lot better. But the process to put the stuff back on is the same as taking it off. Obviously, vice versa. Put on that big piece, you put those 2 rivets in, you put those 2 bolts in, and you put that piece on with the 2 bolts that the piece came off with this right here. Put all that back on. So I'm gonna transfer y'all real quick. All right, that's what she looks like. She looks pretty good. So if y'all like the video, like, subscribe, watch more, and see you on the next one. Bye, guys.